Good afternoon, everyone. We are live at 5. It is an Ask Me Anything. And I'm going to wait a few minutes for people to jump on. Having some water. It's finally getting hot over here in Massachusetts. So if you can hear me, let me know. Today is an Ask Me Anything day, so you better be able to hear me. Can you hear me? Anyone, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know. I'll wait a few minutes. Let's see. Oh, what's going on here? Are we live here? My comment isn't going through. Let's see. See if you can see me. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, for the one time I do and Ask Me Anything, now I can't see any comments on the back. So if I don't answer your comment, I will answer it after. If I don't answer your question, I will answer you after. Hey, Victoria, Andrea, Cynthia. Okay, you can all hear me. So tonight isn't Ask Me Anything. It's an Ask Me Anything on why you're attracting the wrong clients. And so there's a right way to attract the right clients, and there's a wrong way to attract the wrong clients. But for those of you that are tuning in for the first time, if you've never seen me, my name is Cheryl Hasher, and I am a cleaning business coach. I am also a maid service owner. And so I took my own business from zero, right? I had zero money when I started my company. I started when my son was little, and I built it to we're approaching $850,000 organically, I must say. And when I started to get to the point where I had figured out that, I figured out that I had figured it out, right? That I had mastered how to build a cleaning business. I wanted to help people, especially women, because sometimes it's difficult running a business, right? It's difficult running a business as a woman sometimes. So I started this Sisters Who Scale group to help cleaning business owners. I work, if any of you are working with me and you message me in the morning, you know that I still run my business in the morning. So I usually say, I will get back to you as soon as I get my staff out. So, and then I can, get on with the day. So what's my secret? It's about three things. It's about taking action instead of planning. It's about creating systems that work when I'm not present, right? So leveraging out people, and it's focusing on what actually moves the needle. A lot of people get messed up and they do the wrong result producing activities. Result producing activities are sales and anything directly related to sales, right? So as a business coach, cleaning business coach, I help other cleaning business owners do exactly what I did. But honestly, the biggest struggle everyone faces a lot of times is hiring, is attracting the wrong clients, it's overcoming objections and things like that. So I've been exactly where you are. I've made a lot of mistakes along the way, trust me, but I've also figured out what works, and I've figured out the fastest path. Which you don't want to be doing this when you're 65 years old, right? Wouldn't you all agree? Right. Okay. I don't offer vague advice. I give the people I work with, my clients, specific formulas to help them succeed faster. You can ask anyone I work with less stress, right? And that's why everyone's getting some great results. So today's training, let's move on to the questions. This is all about you. Ask me your questions. Ask me your questions. Write them in the comments. I'm going to put write your comments in here. Write your questions, rather. Hi, Jace. Jace is my significant other. Write your questions. Write your questions here. Okay, go. Hi, Grace. How are you? I saw you had a session. I'm curious as to what that's all about. Who has questions? Let me see. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Who has questions? Okay, you can all hear me. Who has questions for me? And if we're having an issue with an Ask Me Anything, the next time I do an Ask Me Anything, I'm going to take it off of Facebook and I'm going to do it directly on Zoom. So we don't have this problem anymore. Because I'm sick and tired of having the tech issues. Natalie Gwynn, I love the topic about how to stop attracting nightmare clients. Please tell. Jace asks the first question: what is your policy on employees being late? Okay. And okay. Cynthia, that's a vague question. We need better questions. Jace, what's your policy on employees being late? 10 minutes. They can be 10 minutes late. Our start time is 8:30. Our employees start trickling in between 8:30 for those that like to make coffee and, kind of relax before their shift, and 8:45. I do have one girl that travels a little bit of a far, so we give her a little bit of a break because she has to drop her son off at school. So she doesn't have to be there till 8:45, 10:09. But that is said. So when they're late, so I know that some of you don't have offices, right? And I know that that's a problem. And then they just show up to the job and then they're a half an hour late and then they're 45 minutes late. The reason why that's happening is because you don't have structure. I'm a huge fan of offices, but I will tell you that I never had an office when I started. True story. True story is I started meeting people in the Stop and Shop parking lot. For those of you that are from Massachusetts, Victoria, or New Hampshire, Cynthia, I met my staff in a Stop and Shop parking lot, and they jumped in my car and we went, right? We went just like that. We went just like that. So when you get to a certain point, you need an office. Unless you're truly operating as a 1099 subcontractor model, which is a whole other topic for a different day, you're going to need an office. An office is going to gel your people. An office signifies to your employees that they have to show up at a certain time, they have to meet their team, they have to go in the same car, and they have conformity. But that was, Chase, that I just realized that was not a question on attracting the wrong clients. That was a question on employees being late. He was out power washing all day. All right. So other questions. All I see is, why are we attracting the wrong clients? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, this has a delay. Facebook. I'm not gonna lie, ladies. Facebook sucks for this Ask Me Anything stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna do it like this anymore. The next time I do an Ask Me Anything, it'll be off Facebook. I'm going to advertise it, and it's going to be actually in Zoom. So just make a note of that, because I love doing these Ask Me Anything. So I can't see any questions because it blocks me. So let's see. All right, here we go. I see it. Andrea, how do you deal with clients that ask you to take out Amazon boxes to the garbage bin? Okay, like empty boxes, you mean, right? They stack them us for us to take out. So they're considering it garbage, and then asking us to do random ass things like we're living made. Okay, random ass things. This happened with, I had a client who was a owner of a massive coffee franchise out here. Not Dunkin' Donuts, another one. And they had a massive house, 10,000 square foot house, 6 bathrooms, 6 bedroom, everything, the works, right? They used to ask me to get, when I was in the field cleaning, they used to ask me to get the Amazon deliveries and stupid shit like that, because they're used to having a housekeeper, right? They're used to paying people to do stuff for them and not pay a cleaning company. They get confused. So the rich people, let's just call it what it is, the rich people get confused between a cleaning service and a housekeeper. So you have to set the boundaries. If they're paying me a decent amount and they want me to take out a few cardboard boxes, I'm probably going to do it, right? I'm not going to say much. But if it becomes an obnoxious amount, like, like whatever, like 8, 10 pieces or whatever, you just have to kindly just say, we come here to clean, right? Not to empty your cardboard boxes out. So it's on a case by case basis. Andrea, does it bother you that bad? Right? Random ass things are going to be other things. Like the things that we don't do is we don't clean inside of animal cages. We don't take pets for a walk. That is an absolute no-no. However, if they say, do you mind letting the dogs out in the back while you clean? It's a fenced in yard and letting them back in on a case by case basis. We might do that, right? We've definitely done that before. Okay, Cynthia says, that reminds me, I won't have an office right away, and that's totally fine. Cynthia's the brand new Drop Them Up student. She's going to be joining us in the class tomorrow night in the group program, and she's coming to Rise Retreat. Yay, Cynthia! She's from 45 minutes from me, like 50 minutes from me, outside of Manchester, New Hampshire, so I'm super psyched. So Cynthia says, I will have my team come to my house, which I've done before, to pick up supplies and then head out, and could keep their supplies with them so they can go straight to work or home. Okay, this is a good question. This is an employee question, but I'll answer it. So I don't like when staff keeps equipment unless I've had them work for me for a long period of time. Why? Because it's your equipment, right? It's your equipment. You paid for it. And I don't want them to go out and do side hustle jobs with your equipment. So treat your home, if you have a garage where you can kind of make it like an office, treat your home like the office. So they come up in the morning, they pick up the supplies, they go do the jobs, they come back to your house, they get to the office, they drop the supplies off, right? That's what you want to do. There's another reason too. What happens if they have your only set of equipment, or I don't know, you probably would have a few sets of equipment, but what happens if they call in the next day? Then you're out of the equipment, right? What if you need to use it? It's your equipment. It should stay in your possession, right? I very much frown upon. The only time I'll let it happen is if, number one, my staff, they've been with me a while, which they have anyways, for the most part, and they've had a really long ass day, and I say, you know what? Or if they have to go, like they have a long ass day or they ran late and they have to go pick up their kid or whatever, I'll let them do it. But most time they pick it up in the morning, they drop it off in the afternoon. And there's like no exceptions with that. Hi Kelly. Kelly, how are you? Okay, Marta says, hey Marta, how do you deal with, or what to do when people reach out for a quote but don't schedule a walkthrough, but won't schedule a walkthrough? They want me to give them a general idea of how much it's going to cost, but I won't schedule a walkthrough. How do you deal with those who reach out and you see that they read the message but won't respond? I'm going to tell you what I did. I did something last week. So having to do with that, they won't respond. So I do something called the takeaway sale. So I sent a quote out 3 weeks ago. I went, I visited. The woman says, oh, you come highly recommended, blah, blah, blah. Right? We get that a lot. And I gave the quote. It was crickets, heard nothing. So after 7 days, I archived the quote. I just say, that's it. You're out. Right? So I archived the quote. And then a couple weeks later, she reaches back in, which tells me she was shopping, price shopping. Fine, I don't care. We have a phenomenal system, and we're well known in the area, so I don't care. Go price shop me. Have at it, right? So let me get back to my train of thought now. So she contacts me and says, oh, I went in, I was going to go approve the quote, but I didn't see it because I archived it. So I unarchived it for her, and I said, oh, I thought you had gone in a different direction. I archived the quote. So I told her what I did. 3 days, she still doesn't approve the quote. So I wrote her a message, and her name was Rhiannon, like the song from Fleetwood Mac. I was like, that's so cool. Your parents must have been hippies. So I said to her, I said, Rhiannon, I said, I just wanted to make sure you were going to approve the quote. My waiting list is starting to build, and I didn't want you to miss out and give someone else your spot. Okay? That's called a takeaway sale. Very important. Very important to learn how to nudge people in the right direction. But you want to nudge them in the right direction. And you want to say, you want to say to her, get off your ass and approve the quote. But you want to say in a nice way, hey, I just want to let you know we're hanging out here, but we're on a wait list and I didn't want you to miss out. She approved the quote, and I get a bi-weekly client. So that's what I did with that. Now, regarding your first part of the question, it said your first part of the question was, let me scroll back here. First part of the question was if they just want to get a general ballpark. Sometimes I give a ballpark, but I usually say it's really advantageous for me to come out and do an in-person quote because you can get a more accurate pricing. And the reason why is because I don't know what your house looks like. You could be the cleanest person in the world. You could be a clutter bug. So I need to see that. Usually the people that are asking for just quotes over the phone are usually can't afford you anyways. That's how I handle it. I do not. The only time I don't go is if someone has not taken ownership of the property yet and it's a move-in clean. Like I wrote a quote up yesterday. I have a ballpark figure of what I do with that. That's the only time. And otherwise, I go 100% of the time. That's why I have a high close rate. That's why I have a good reputation. That's why there's no communication issues. That's why there's no loss of expectation and translation and all that happy horseshit. And that's how I get all of my data to know that one of, a couple of reasons why people are unhappy with their cleaners is that they don't communicate, they're not reliable, they don't speak English, and they don't have the sales package like I have. I've worked extremely hard to develop a system, which I teach all of you in Drop the Mop, that works, that closes, and that separates me from every other pop-up cleaner out there. No joke. But it's taken me a long time. It's like I've really perfected it. It took a long time. Okay, Marta, that's exactly what I say. Each house is different. And it's true. Someone could be a complete pig, and you don't know that until you get to the house, right? Kelly's getting a storage unit. She's moving up in the world. Kelly getting a storage unit. She's moving up in the world. I'm psyched. I can't wait till Kelly gets her office. Anyways, okay. Cynthia says, can you skip the guest room and do the big ass office? It hasn't been done in 6 months. Guest room takes 5 minutes. Dusty office takes about 30 minutes because it's a mess. You're going to upcharge them. You're going to upcharge them $25 because it hasn't been done. That's just, a random number. You could be more if you want. Be like, sure, I have no problem doing that. However, it hasn't been, it hasn't been clean. It's going to have to be fairly deep clean. That's going to be an additional $30. 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, oh, that's okay. Just keep the guest room. That's what you do. You have to upcharge them for it, especially when it's super dirty. If it's like, oh, can you skip this and go vacuum and mop the basement? Okay, maybe if there's no bathroom, but if it's super dirty, you have to upcharge. And don't feel bad upcharging. We are not servants, okay? We are professional house cleaners. There is a massive difference. There's a massive difference between that and a massive difference between someone that is a housekeeper that will take the Amazon packages, that will empty the cat box, right? There's a difference. We provide a valuable service. People don't want to clean their houses themselves. We go in and do it for them. Don't take advantage of us. Don't let the people take advantage of you. Yep, I know. I don't like when they switch the room I don't like that either. It depends on the situation too. Like sometimes they be like, oh, can I skip this and do this? It depends. If my staff is uncertain, they always will text me, and then I will make the final decision on if there's an upcharge, if there's not an upcharge. We had a deep clean a few months back, and they get in there, and I had a newer girl, and the woman tried to get us to do the oven for free, and the girl, the girl that was working for us told me. I ended up showing up on it because I was a little nervous about it because the lady seemed neurotic. So I showed up on it, and I said to her, we vacuumed the cushions, which we weren't supposed to. We vacuumed the cushions and we did a couple things, but there's an upcharge on an oven. We're happy to deep clean the inside of the oven, but it's an extra $60 or $50. Oh, no, that's okay, right? Make sure your staff knows what your add-on prices are for extras, right? Things like that. If they are unsure, they do not make an executive decision themselves. They come to you because you're the owner, you're the boss, you dictate the prices. Okay. Natalie, what's the cheapest, fastest way to get clients as a new cleaner in a city where you don't know anyone? This is a good question. You don't know anyone. I'm going to say, it's always one. I always get these stupid telemarketers that call. Back to Natalie. I am going to say the best way to do that is Facebook community groups. That's the cheapest. This is free. It's the fastest. And you also can make door hangers, right? You can also make door hangers. That stupid person won't go away. You can also make door hangers and go and hang them on neighborhoods, providing the neighborhood allows you to do that, right? Some neighborhoods don't allow you to do that, which you got to be careful. All right, let me see who else has questions. Let's see. Yep. Cynthia says, I just say I can't give a quote or even a ballpark without doing a walkthrough. Yeah, you have every right to say that because each home is different. And I mean, I've said, you know what, that's okay, no problem. And I give, you know what I do? Because I'm like a little sarcastic side. I give my another company in the area who has a horrible reputation to give them that number. Sometimes people need to go get beat up and experience what a bad cleaner really feels like, right? They need to feel what a bad cleaner really feels like. I see 27 comments and I feel like I can't see them all. Who else has questions? Let's see. From now on, ladies, we're doing our Ask Me Anythings on Zoom. Yes, we are. Let me see. Let's see. Any more questions? If I can't see your question for any reason, I'm going to go back in after this is done and I'm going to answer all of your questions. So rest assured, I will do that. Well, I know I see 30 comments and I just can't like see it. You're getting errors commenting on Facebook is a I will tell you what I think of Facebook in person for the ladies that are coming to Rise Retreat. Kelly's getting errors. Anyone else getting errors? Anyone else getting errors? Yeah, it says I have 30 comments. Okay, Cynthia's, I see. It says it's hard for me because these clients I've had for 15 years. Right, and so you've spoiled them is what's happened, which is totally normal. So don't beat yourself up. Where did that question go? My fucking God. I just had that question. I don't know where it is. This is terrible. Oh my God. Awful. These people need to be shot. Yeah. Crazy. So crazy. No more of this. No more of this shit anymore going forward. We're going to do. Anytime I do an Ask Me Anything, ladies, just know I'm going to post an external training. It's going to be on a Zoom. Right the heck out of here because this isn't right. This isn't right. Marta, this is what I see. How about when I'm in my policy, I don't take new clients while they're doing deep cleaning for us. Okay. I have people refuse because of the sticker price. The only client that I agreed with a deep clean is because the house is clean. So here's my thought on that. I know what you mean, Marta. My thought is I don't make them do a deep clean. I offer them two choices. I offer them a basic clean, which is a reoccurring, or I offer them a deep clean. I give them both prices and I show them the exact specific difference between the two. I let them pick. I believe that you lose business, right? If because deep cleans are a lot of money. Where I'm from, it's not unusual to charge $7,000-8,000 for a deep clean, depending on the size of the house. People don't want to drop that kind of money. I get that. So if they can get a basic clean and get the ball rolling for $225 with a first time cleaning fee of $300, something like that, or a first time cleaning fee of $75 to boost it up to $300, they're do it. Case in point, I went to an estimate yesterday. My business has been mad crazy. Only if Jay would only let me set my alarm for 4 a.m., I literally would get up at 4 a.m. and work. I swear to God I would. But he doesn't. So I went to an estimate yesterday. Lady wanted a price for a deep clean. It was a cape, cute little cape, clean. My price was $6.25, $6.50, right around there, because ours involves woodwork and the whole 9 yards. And she said, "Oh, well, how about?" And I have an add-on sheet. And she said, "Well, what if I start with a basic biweekly clean, and then I add on deep cleaning of the baseboards and deep cleaning of the kitchen cabinets?" That's what she wanted. The total came to $480. She goes, "Perfect, that works." Signed on the spot. So instead of making her do $650, I turned her away. I would have turned her away. So now I get the initial clean, which is going to be $480, and the house is clean. And then we move to bi-weekly, which is $185 every other week. and I'm golden. So I don't make them do a deep clean, but I'm super specific about here's what's in a deep clean, here's what's in a basic clean. If you take the basic clean package, you're not getting the deep clean of the kitchen cabinets, the woodwork, the doors, the frames, French doors, whatever the heck. Just so we're clear, I make sure, right? I make sure that I know, right? That they know that I know there's no confusion. So I know Jay won't let me set my alarm anymore. Pissed. Could be separate bedtime. Separate rooms. No, no, I'm only kidding. Okay. All right. Who else has questions? I'm going to keep refreshing this thing so I can see. I see 35, 38. I see these things coming in. So I hate Facebook. So 39 questions. Oh my Lord. Cynthia. Yep, nope, that's not it. Someone's laughing. Someone's laughing at me. Questions, please. I wonder if I went on my phone if it would be different. I don't know. It's just giving me this stupid. And for the past 2 weeks, usually all of like I can see all of your comments like on the right hand side on the back end, and all the comments come in, I can read them, and I said, oh, I'm safe. I'm safe to do and ask me anything, and now this thing just does what it does. um Marta, okay, I'll have to do that because the problem I'm facing is they expect a deep clean for the price of regular cleaning. Correct. Communication, communication, communication. All right, Cynthia, I'm going to look through this anyways and answer all the questions after. And they're not happy with the quality because what you're probably not doing is you're not separating what's a basic clean and what's a deep clean. Be super specific on paper. And then if they say, oh, hey, we didn't think what it was, you can be like, well, if you look on your piece of paper, you chose the basic clean package, not the deep clean, right? So that's how you separate that. Just got on your phone as a viewer and read them. Oh. Oh. Oh, you're so smart, Andrea. Holy shit. This is weird. Oh my god. I can see them. Andrea, you're amazing. Okay. Um Kelly says I just lost a deep clean. It was a one-off, but I should have given her both options. Yeah, don't make them do a deep clean. Give them both options. Get the money, right? Get the money, but be specific and make sure that when you go to do a basic clean, even if the house needs a deep clean, don't do the deep clean items because it's going to cost you money because you're going to pay labor out. All right, let me see these. This is amazing. I can see all these questions. Okay, let me see. It's hard for me. Okay, here's the question, Cynthia. It's hard for me because the clients I've had for 15 years, correct? Um, and I've agreed to it in the past. I've gone up on my price with them only twice, but both times my rate increase notice specifically said this rate includes the basic cleaning you've been receiving on a regular basis. So they don't ask you for more things. Totally understand that. If you want to change or add anything, let me know ahead of time so that I can plan the extra time accordingly. um, per half hour or whatever, and they still leave you a note when I arrive. Pisses me off. Yeah, you got to set the boundaries. It's difficult to set the boundaries with people you've had for a long time, right? You got to make small policy changes. You might still have to keep some things the same to keep the money coming in. I get that, but like going forward, and we're just starting tomorrow. Basically tomorrow. Going forward, we're gonna lay out all of your policies, all of your procedures in your service agreement, in your sales package that we talked about. That's part of, what I do, with the students and drop them off. You're going to have it all and you're going to kick MF ass because I know you're ready. All right. Okay. See if I can find more questions. I'm excited, Andrea. I can find more questions. I tell you, I want a deep clean. I'm not happy with the quality. Marta says, I just did a cleaning that desperately needed a deep cleaning, but the client wanted only house showing cleaning. I don't know what that is. I want to know what that is. So difficult not to do the extra things. It's totally difficult not to do the extra things, but you're not getting paid to do them. So why would you do them? And then this is the biggest thing that owners like us, like we all started, like we're all servants' hearts. We want to help people and all that stuff, and that's fantastic. I know I can't wait, Cynthia, and that's fantastic. But you have to remember, if you're not getting paid for it, don't do the work, right? This is the difference between someone who likes to clean like us and someone who needs to learn how to put her business hat on. That's the difference. And just because people can clean doesn't mean they know the business skills. And that's where I come in. That's one of the things I do is I help people, develop those business skills. You can go out and you can be profitable. Why would you be in business if you can't be profitable? You have to be profitable, ladies. You have to make money. Otherwise, you're just doing things for charity. You could do a million things for charity. You can give free cleanings. Kelly gives free cleanings. Right? Do free cleanings. Do whatever. But don't do it on a consistent basis, so she's not going to make any money. At the end of the day, you're in business to make money. Right? You're in business to make money. You're also in business to help people. But that is the payment. The payment of helping people is the payment of money. They say it in the Bible. It's all good to make money. It is all good to make money, right? God likes money in the Bible. He wants you to make money. So it's all good. Kelly says it's hard when you have employees that can't stop and keep deep cleaning. I have to remind my girls sometimes to move on. Yeah, you have to line in the sand. You know why? Because they're going to cost you money. By them doing that, they're like, oh, it's okay. I just want to do it. I'm just nice and I want to help people. They're taking money out of your pocket because you're paying them a paycheck. So you don't want to do that, Kelly. You know that. I know that. We all know that. Marta, the guy was putting his house on the market and having an open house. Okay. His realtor, my former client's sister. Okay. A friendly one recommended to get his house ready. So, I mean, what do I call them? I open house clean or something like that, something like that. But I still, here's what I do. When it comes to getting ready to be shown to be put on the market, I give them an option. I say, here's a basic clean, here's a full deep clean, but a lot of people choose this package. And what I do is I give them a basic clean with a concentration on the kitchen. And I know this from being a real estate agent, and I use my expertise, and I tell them from being a real estate agent, I was an agent for 10 years while I cleaned. I say the thing that sells properties are kitchens and bathrooms. So your kitchen, I recommend you deep clean your kitchen and your bathroom. Here's the package, here's the price, boom. It's the one in the middle. They're not picking the most expensive, they're not picking the basic, they're picking one in the middle, and you get a few more bucks. April, I've been doing deep cleaning lately and it takes longer than expected. Oh yeah, girl, it's labor intensive too. Make sure you're charging for it. No deep cleans under $400 anywhere in the country, please. Thank you. Marta, I also haven't researched on how to hire people. I desperately need to do that. We desperately need to work together so I can help you. Just be terrified and do it anyways. Who here has worked with me that was scared shitless and did it anyways? What can you say? Jace is commenting, Kelly, ties bonuses to hitting the times in the house, they will stop over cleaning. Ah, great. Did you see that, Kelly? I love this. Oh, I don't know why that's doing that. I know. I don't know why it's done. I don't know why that's doing that. That's awesome. I love that. Okay. Let's see. Any more questions? Let's see. I'll go back to my group. I fell out of my group. I fell out of the group. That's what you did. Regular cleaning with a concentration in the kitchen foyer because of 2 big dogs. And the foyer was a disaster because of the dogs, I bet. I bet the floors are scratched up and everything. Yeah, that's awesome. Jace coming in with the win on the bonuses. Jace always has the answer. Not always. No, I'm kidding. Actually, he does. He has a lot of answers. I reached out after live. I'm ready. You are ready. Scared. Do it scared. Everyone's done it scared. Kelly did it scared. Cynthia was scared before she reached out. Who else is on here? Andrea might have been scary. Andrea's kind of a badass. She's coming to Yellowstone. Yellowstone's coming to Seabrook, New Hampshire for the retreat, September 10th through the 13th. I got one spot left. It's almost sold out. It's insane. I can't believe it. Okay. That's so funny, Kelly. I can't wait to see you guys. Um, Regular cleaning with concentration on the kitchen. Yeah, it's so weird. It's like it's coming up on my phone faster, and then it comes up in front of me. Like there's like a delay on it. Yep, getting so much knowledge is fourth of the time to grow than if you did on your own. No, 100%. That's the thing. It could take you 5 years to learn all the information that I can teach you in 6 months, right? And then you're way ahead of the game. Way ahead of the game. Yeah. I worked with a girl privately, and we doubled her income. And then she just informed me she's having a major life change in her personal life. But because we worked together and she doubled her income, she's gonna be okay, and she can go out and get her own apartment on her own and take care of herself. That's the difference. That's the difference. That's what happens. I was so thrilled that she was able to do that. Otherwise, she would have been stuck and she would have had to go back to her country. So that's real life stories, ladies. Take care of yourself. Make money for yourself. Scared but ready. I like it. And Marty, you're from Connecticut, right? Another New England person. I love it. Let's see what else. I'll take a few more questions. Few more questions. Okay, Natalie Gwynn says, "What if you get a cleaning job and you need time to get the cleaners to do it? Do I tell the client you are hiring for their job or schedule it? It starts in 2 weeks." I'm not sure I know what you mean. What if you get a cleaning job and you need time? You mean you need time to schedule it in the future? Oh, you need to get the cleaners to do it. Okay. Do I tell the client you're hiring? No, you definitely don't tell the client you're hiring for the job. 100% no way. What you say, Natalie, is you say you are on a 2-week wait list, is what you say. Nobody needs to know that you don't have the people yet to do the job, right? Nobody needs to know that. Nobody needs to know. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, all of your personal information about your company is your personal information. Your clients don't need to know that stuff. The less you tell your clients, the better off your life will be. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you. Unless you absolutely have to tell them what's going on inner working, don't tell them that. It's not their business. Cynthia says, "I feel stuck right now." That's what lit a fire under my tush. What, feeling stuck? Oh, yeah. I need to be able to get my own place to live for me and my girls. You're preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the OG of what that felt like. You guys don't know my story. I'll tell you my story at the retreat. I don't want to blast it all over Facebook. I was in that position one time. Yeah. That's why we do what we do, ladies. Right? We gotta take care of ourselves. Yeah, you got it, April. April's another one. She's coming on board soon. Stop being scared. Stop being scared down there in Dallas. All right. You're welcome. All right. One more question, and then I will go through and I'll answer any questions that that I didn't see. I think I did get pretty much all of them. But I'll wait another minute. And then I want to tell you about this awesome webinar I'm doing in a couple weeks. That is free. Bye, Jace. We'll miss you. I'll see you in a few minutes. All right. Mark your calendars if you haven't already registered. And I'm going to put this in the thread so you guys see this. I am doing a 3-day free webinar May 27th, 28th, and 29th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't registered for it, all you do is you click on the link, scroll up, and you're going to put your name and your email address in it, and it goes in and you get a welcome email. And so what that is it's a 3-day webinar on how to protect your cleaning company and how to build your cleaning empire in a recession. So it's no secret to everyone on this call that, we don't know what's going on in this country, right? The tariffs are here. The stock market is up. The stock market is down. Some cleaning business owners I've talked to have been slow, have been just as slow in May as they are in January, right? Things are like all over the place. And so what's happening is it's making people uneasy about spending money. So I wanted to create a resource, a long resource, a good 3-day resource where we could talk about the threats to your business, whether they're happening on the outside of the business, whether they're happening on the inside of the business, and really give you some actionable steps, and understand how to identify what your specific weaknesses are in your business and how to fix them, right? That's what the webinar is about. It's the first time I've done a 3-day webinar. It's going to be intense. I've been working on it like madness behind the scenes. So if you're fearful of the economy, if your clients are canceling and saying we're cutting back on expenses, or if your clients are trying to stretch out their appointments, or your commercial clients are going from a net 30 to a net 60 and not paying you for 2 months, come to the webinar. Invite a friend. I know people are friends with different cleaning business owners all over the country. Invite people. Like I said, it's free. May 27th, 28th, 29th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link is there. Perfect. You signed up. Awesome. The link is there, and it's going to be super fun, and you're going to get actionable steps every single night. And I have a special guest on that's going to come on and tell her story, the Miss Famous Kelly Jenkins that was just on here tonight. On day 3, she's going to be telling her story. We've been working together for a couple of years, well, about a year and a half now. Is it a year and a half? Maybe a little bit longer than that. She started her business in Austin, Texas. They had to move personally for her husband's job. Then she restarted her business over in Houston, Texas. Totally different market. I've worked with her from Austin, Texas to traveling to Houston. And now she's killing it and she's busy. You saw her that she's up at 4 a.m. working in everything. So she's going to come. She's going to talk about her story, her challenges. So when she opened her second, location in Houston, how the market was so different. She was getting killed out there. She wasn't getting anyone, right? But then we worked real hard. She just kept swimming, like she says, and now she's killing it, and she's so busy, and she's hiring a third person. And unless she needs to go out in the field, she's not cleaning, right? She's about to hire a third person. She's not cleaning. This is brand new. So we're going to hear from her story. I urge you, hi Stacey, I urge you to sign up for it. It's going to be amazing. And it's going to be on Zoom, so we're not going to have any of this tech shit going on. So it's a private link. It's off Zoom. There's email reminders attached to it and the whole 9 yards. So please come, invite your friends. All right. This was cool, even though we had a little bit of a tech issue. If you have any more questions and you want to reach out to me, feel free to hit me up. DM me, type here. I'm happy to help you. We're here, we're only here on this earth for a little while, so we have to make the most of it. So don't waste time thinking you can do everything yourself, right? None of us can do everything ourselves in anything in the world. All right, I'm signing off. Have an amazing evening. See you soon.